FT. I'm seeing FT here.
Doc.
It's not showing the full name. Hello. Oh, all right. Remember yesterday, I demonstrated how one can be able to import once you've been sent a bundle. So it's very easy. What you need to do, you click on this icon, file, then it's open. So you click on this, right? Then you write the name, but don't let it conflict with the already existing name. Then you are not creating, you import. So yeah, you can, this one is for creating a new project. This one is to import. Right. Or maybe we can do it like this as well. Let me see. Let me see. Tap 2, just for example. You can as well follow this route if you like. You create a new one, then you have to import it. And you import. Right. So because it's already in my machine, I don't want to mess up things. So you can do it in either of those two ways. Let's see how it works. Are you there?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So once you've been able to import the Atlas bundle, then you have things like of this nature. But don't worry about these documents. So what you need to do is you need to remove these documents, then you replace it with yours, your own specific documents. So it's not going to affect the system. It's only going to affect the codes, right? So that is what you need to do. Then you see the codes you already are there. The additional codes you need to create is not something that it's not going to be a lot, just to reflect the specific countries, to reflect the specific project or operations that were carried out in the respective countries. Then the code book, the code group, I mean, you've already got everything here. Like I explained yesterday, the code group is going to be the teams. Then the codes that are attached to the group will be the sub-teams. So what I have done is this. I've gone as far as creating the teams and the sub-teams already. So essentially, most of the job has been carried out. I've done most of the job that you need to do. So what is really required is for you to do the code. Okay, let me see. Is that, do I need to admit anybody? Okay, Jen, let me make you a co-host so that you can be able to assist me to admit people in. Okay, as I was saying, the code group is going to constitute the teams, the various codes, the sub-teams. I've already developed the teams and the sub-teams. I'm going to show it to you now. Stuff and this. Okay. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, I
Okay.
can see.
Yeah. So,
Yes, Doc. See?
okay. This is how eventually in our report, this is what is going to come out. But I'm not saying exactly this is what we're. This one is in Excel spreadsheet. So when you look at it, we've got relevance, right? Under relevance, we've got these teams. These are the teams that are going to be generated. Alignment with regional member country priority and context, right? So under this team, we got sub-teams. Needs alignment, whether it fits with stated country priority or needs, because how are we going to establish this? It's based on what you have in your document, the documents that you are going to review. One thing we need to understand again is we are using two sources, right? We've got document review as well as the one from the interview, right? So, but in terms of the teams and the sub-teams, they are more or less going to be the same team. So what we need to do, we present the one for the document review, then later present the other one for the interview. Then when we are explaining, doing the narration, then we can say, okay, this is what we've obtained from, based on what we got from the document review, and it's been substantiated with what we've got from the interview, in form of triangulation. So that is what is going to happen there. But essentially, these are how the teams and the sub-teams are going to look like. So under this alignment, then challenges. You see now in terms of the challenges, okay, let me start with needs and priorities. You see the needs and priorities might not be the same in all the countries, right? And it depends on the program, or rather the project that is being executed. And it depends on the situational factor, contextual factors in the country. So there will be some differences here, right? Then regarding the challenges, the same thing. So essentially, under the alignment with regional members, country priorities and context, these are some of the themes, sub-themes, I mean, that are going to be generated. Then alignment with banks and strategic framework, these are the ones. The rationale, the relevance in design, additionality, partnership, customization, ownership. I've included a memo on this in the Atlas bundle to explain what we mean by relevance principle in design, because in terms of these relevant principles, you've got it in the under relevance, right? Then you've got it under effectiveness as well. So the one for relevance principle in design is during the concept, the design stage. Then the one for effectiveness is of the operations. So when you check your, let me show you what I'm trying to say now. Oh God. Okay, let me do it like this. Code group. This thing is so these are the code group. Stop it. Relevance. I'm looking for relevance, right? Relevance. Okay, let me check my memo. Okay. This is the one I'm talking. It is on this alignment. Okay. This was what I was explaining, right? Principle in design. So this one happens at, we try to look at the design, right? In terms of selectivity. Then this one is operations. So where you can be able to, this one, we're going to make use of this in terms of establishing the effectiveness. So you here, where are you going to get the source to be able to code this? Then you look at the project completion report when you are looking at the effectiveness. So that is what I was trying to say there. But the good news is that as I've already developed the teams and the sub-teams, you don't have a problem. All you need to do is apply the codes, right? When you apply the code, automatically the code group is already created. Then from the code group, by the time you are printing out your report, then from your report, you can be able to assign the quotations to each of these subgroup, sub-team, I mean. So it's not something that is difficult. You do your coding. After your coding, you print out your report. So your report will contain the quotation. From the quotations in the report, you copy and paste under each of these. Right? Is there any question relating to this? Question?
Yes, one quick question, please.
Yeah.
So relevance has, I'm trying to match the themes, the sub-themes,
Mhm.
and the evaluation
The
question.
evaluation question, yeah.
So the relevance has two parts, which is um, priorities and context for RNCs
Yeah.
and and um,
The strategic
and
framework,
principle
the
and
corporate, yeah.
and principles in design.
Yeah.
So the other 2 points around alignment, rationale, and all that, isn't that part of coherence rather than relevance?
With the alignment with strategic and alignment with bank and strategic framework.
Alignment with bank and strategic framework
Mm,
and objective and perceived relevance.
mm.
Isn't that part of question of the coherence theme? What do you have on
No,
the
the way
coherence?
the where the question was asked, it was based on
Yeah,
relevance. It was under the relevance question, evaluation question. Because all these things were obtained from the evaluation question. Okay, let's look at coherence that you are talking about, right? Okay, you see what we've got under coherence. Internal coherence with the AFDP portfolio, external coherence with partners, right? Then, okay, these are the themes that we've got under coherence, and these are the sub-themes, right? But what I can tell you is this. Remember, these themes and sub-themes are deductively generated. Maybe in the specific context, you might not have the whole of these things. It's possible that you are not going to have the whole of this stuff, or you are not going to make use of the whole themes and sub-themes. Or you can make, yeah, the themes will be there. These sub-themes, there might be variations. So you need to make use of the ones that are applicable to your context. It doesn't mean that you are going to use everything. Right. Does that answer your question? This one is just a generic that you need to have. It's like a framework. Not all of the sub-things gonna be applicable, right?
so if we look at the
Mm,
first sub-theme, alignment with bank operation strategies, and we go back to the previous tab on the
mm,
relevance,
mm,
if you don't mind, please.
yeah.
We have alignment with bank and strategic framework.
Mm.
Is that a repeat or
Okay. Can I tell you something? When you are
sure?
doing, it depends on the quotation that you are going to get at the end of the day, right? When you read the quotation, if it doesn't make sense with what you have, then you need to align it or you need to modify it to make sense. You know, in some cases, when you are doing qualitative analysis, a code can appear in different themes. That is another thing that we need to realize. The same code can appear under relevance theme as well as coherence theme. But if the quotation that is coming out, that is attached to that code, is reflective of what is in that sub-theme, then it can be utilized. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that one sub-theme can be under, if one sub-theme can be under two layers. What I'm trying to
Mm,
say is this. You can have
okay.
one sub-theme here, right? One theme here. It can appear here. As long as it makes sense here, it can as well appear. But if the quotation are not the same, you can utilize it. But if the quotations are the same, then you use it in one place. So everything here depends on the quotation that are going to be coming forth. So sometimes
Okay.
if the quotations are different from what you've got here, because remember that These things are generated based on our evaluation questions. So everything has to be in line with the context, what is in your paper, what is in the document. So if that what is there is quite different, then you have to modify it. It doesn't mean that these things are cast on stone, right? It can be modified depending on the data that you are going to collect.
Thank you.
Right. It's like you are an architect, right? You design a building. You say this is how it's going to build, right? By the time you go to the ground, when you are about to construct your building, so maybe during the foundation, let's say it's a building that have a basement underground. You've designed everything. You say this is how it's gonna be, but you don't know what is in the ground, right? When you get there now, based on contextual issues, you have to modify. There are certain things obviously you need to modify so that you can be able to realize your objectives. That is what I'm trying to explain. So these things are to guide us. So if there are certain things that needs to be changed, then we have to modify it. But what I can tell you is that as far as these teams and sub-teams are concerned, they are generated from the evaluation questions. Right?
Good. Thank you.
Okay. So for the effectiveness, this so far so good. These are what we've got, right? Effectiveness, outcomes, effectiveness output and target, effectiveness project performance. So yeah. Then you got effectiveness drivers, barriers, and principles in practice. That is in the operations. Then the efficiency, so far so good. Based on our evaluation questions, these are what we generated. These are the teams, the sub-teams, the evaluation question. And why is it important for us to include the evaluation question? Because you can look at the evaluation question, you can as well make a cross-reference. You go to the evaluation question, you read it to see whether it makes sense, right? Like I said, all this, what we are saying here, or what we've generated here in form of teams and sub-teams are going to be validated based on the excerpt or the text, the segment that is coming from your document review and your interview. So if what they are saying is different from what we've got here, then you have to modify it. You change the teams, you change the nomenclature, change it to reflect exactly what you have in the quotation. Right. So yes. Morning, sir. Good morning. Okay.
Good morning.
Okay, but I've made Jean-Claude my co-host to assist me.
Okay, I'm here. No problem.
Okay, he's doing it. He said, let me check. Okay. Suleiman. Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Professor.
Okay, morning.
Yes. Sorry for coming late. Please, I have a question. I don't know whether you have given new codes yesterday. Because you said
Okay,
you
I
were
will do that,
revising
right?
the code.
Okay. Yeah, what you say?
I'm saying that I don't know whether you have given the new, you said you revised the codes and you were going to give a revised one that will be uploaded. I don't know whether that was given, that was provided yesterday.
Yeah, the
And
code group. I emailed it to
yes.
you this
Oh,
morning.
okay. This
I've
morning.
emailed it
Okay.
to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Ali, Okay.
Yeah, doctor, how are you doing?
What's up, man?
Yeah, fine, fine. And you?
Okay. Right. Okay. We're doing here. Okay. Now, the one for the impact. So far, this is what we generated. Intended impact as well as the unintended. Then the impact pathways, the impact scope and the persistence and the impact distribution. So these are the evaluation questions because when you look at the way the themes and the subthemes are generated, it's aligned with the evaluation questions. Yes, Suleiman.
Hi, Bob, how are you doing?
Yeah. Are you
I,
all right?
I waited so long in the lobby, almost 10 minutes.
Sorry?
I waited so long in the lobby to get into
Oh,
the
I'm
queue.
sorry, man. I'm
Could
sorry
you
for
please
that.
put me as co-host?
Sorry?
Could you please put me as co-host so that I can,
Okay.
help
Okay.
you to
Okay. Okay.
that
No problem.
aspect?
Right. I've done that, Suleiman.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as I was saying, in relation to the impact, so far, so good. Uh, Hello, Chief. Okay. All right.
I can hear. Eh?
Okay. No, I'm speaking to Mr. DeBazo. He said there are so many other people that wants to get in, but they're struggling. They don't have the link. I want to resend them the link. Just a minute. Just give me 5 minutes, please, man. Okay.
Don't worry, Bob, I will do it for you.
Yeah, I'm there. Just give me 5 minutes. There's something else I want to do now because there are some other people, they don't have the link.
I will do it. You can carry on. I will do it. I'm sending the link.
Okay, all right.
Don't worry
Oh,
about that. I will send
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. So, yeah, as I was saying, for the impact, we got unintended impact as well as intended. So you have under the intended impact, the debt sustainability and distress reduction, fiscal management and fiscal space, then institutional capacity and transparency, investment and growth. So these are the evaluation questions. Why this thing needs to be captured here or to be presented in a table in the report is to validate it for more validation. For people, once people see it, they know, okay, this one, for example, if it is something of a thesis, all these things needs to be reported so that when the examiner is examining your thesis and they look at this, they go back to your research question, your evaluation question, your questionnaires, or rather your interview guide. They try to uh, align it to see whether what you really coming up with is aligned with your research question or evaluation question, as the case may be here. So that is why we need to include all these things. So another thing is that when you look at it, there you can be able to establish that nothing is left out. So you see all the whole stuff, all the whole questions, evaluation questions are included. Then for sustainability, so far so good. These are the themes and the sub-themes that we've been able to generate. One, systems and policy sustainability. Because when you look at these themes and sub-themes now, it makes it, to me, to be much more clearer than using codes. Because those codes, sometimes, if you don't read it with the evaluation questions, it makes it daunting, it's become difficult for one to understand. But with this now, you can be able to deduce, you can be able to comprehend that, okay, this is what we are talking about as far as the outlook, or rather the picture of the project is concerned, or the evaluation is concerned, right? Then the capacity, retention, and ownership, all these things has to do with sustainability. So, yeah, we got the teams and the sub-teams. Like I said, you do your coding. Then when you extract the report, from the report now you can be able to copy and paste whatever quotations or estimate that you got to validate these claims as represented by the teams and the sub-teams, right? So I did this one yesterday to make sure that part of the job is done for you. You will not have problem in creating teams and sub-teams. Have you been able to upload the bundle that I sent to you? How many of you have uploaded their bundles?
That's where I have a problem, Richard.
Oh, you have a
I
problem.
don't know whether it is my app. I don't know. The normal way of uploading. I can actually get the bundle, but now when I want to open,
Yeah.
it gives me so many apps, including Acrobat, but none of them is opening.
Okay, you did it like this? Were you
Where
able to see a screen of this nature? Did you see it like this?
this is in which document? I'm just still on my inbox.
Okay. But when you download it, you have to save it somewhere.
I can
Then,
see it in the downloads.
okay. Then you open your Atlas. Then,
Yes.
okay. Then, like, for example, what I'm doing now, can you see the movement of my hand?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. You do like
When I
this,
go to import, it refuses.
it refuses. Okay. It's supposed to import. Is there any person that have done it successfully?
Yes.
Oh, yours is done successfully. Great. Okay. Maybe later, after the training, you can try it on your own and see how it works. So if you still having experiencing problem, then you drop me a line. Then
Okay.
I will
Okay.
help
That's
you
fine.
out. Yeah. Because I was trying to use that today to give you exercises. When the teacher is teaching, you keep on talking, talking, talking. You don't give a hands-on exercise. So it becomes theoretical or too theoretical. Okay, let me go to my platform. Okay. Right. Now, I was talking about network yesterday. Okay, you were unable to import. I was unable to import the bundle without Did you say you were able to import it or you were unable? Suleiman.
No, I was able to do it.
Oh, you
Fine.
were able to do it. Fantastic.
Yeah, it
That's
did
great.
give me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doc Jairus here, I was able to do it as well here.
Oh man, that's great, man.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, when you are teaching in a class, you ask a question, and if there's no one that is able to respond, then you start thinking, does it mean I don't know what I'm doing here? You know? So when you see some isolated positive response, then you start nodding your head that something is working out. Okay, well done. Thank you. But for those of us,
I'll follow it up. I'll follow it up.
yeah, you will get it. You will get it right. Right. Okay. Yesterday I was talking about network, right? Network diagram. Sometimes when you're presenting your report, you need to if you want to draw the relationship or try to show the relationship between the various elements. For example, we got team and the sub-team. So if you want to show the relationship between the teams and the sub-team, then one can depict that by using a network or true network diagram, right? So I'm gonna demonstrate now how we need to do that. It's a very easy process. I'm gonna look for one of the code group. If I say code group teams, I'm talking about the same thing. Remember yesterday I said the code group is going to be the team. Then the codes themselves is going to constitute not the code, the subcode going to constitute the subteam. Subcode, subteam. Code group, team, right? For more clarification. Okay. Now, so this, we use it to add the nodes, right? The nodes. So let me look for one that got a lot of subteams. These ones are the codes, right? If you want to change this platform to reflect the code group, you can do it here. Code group. I want to look for the one that, okay, this one is much now. Let's use this. Then no, not effective then depth. This one doesn't have code group. Okay, let me see. And where are the neighbors? What is happening here? Supposed to show me the neighbors. Mm. Can you see? my screen properly? It's a little bit clumsy, right? My
Yes,
people,
Doc.
can you see it
Yes,
properly?
Doc.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I can see it. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So it can be enlarged. So this one is automatic. But if you are to create it manually, you need to add the relationship by yourself. These are the relationship. I'm going to show you how to do that. Most especially if you are formulating a framework, a conceptual framework. But here, in this project, you're not required. One is not required to formulate a conceptual framework. So that knowledge is for you to keep, for you to help yourself in future. Right. So once you got something of this nature, you can as well try to depict what we call, remember yesterday I talked about groundedness and density, right? The density, it shows the relationship between the codes. When one code is used, when you link two codes together, right? Then it's gonna appear it will show the density. So the other one I talk about is the groundedness, which is the frequency. It tells you how many codes have been used. But here now, you're not going to see much because these codes have not been applied. We haven't applied too much codes, or we haven't do much of coding. But for the sake of understanding it, or for the sake of you knowing how we used to use this type of network in our report, so I'm going to explain to you how it works in relation to uh, groundedness, right? So now you can, if you want it to show groundedness, you right click like this. You say, okay, can you see what I'm doing here? Can you see the movement of my hand?
Yes.
Okay. You
Yes.
say groundedness. Then it will show here. Here now it might be 0. Obviously, it's going to be 0, right? So what it means is this. Remember, these ones are subteams. True or false? Can you remember what these ones are? These ones that are attached to this center one. What is it? Can you remember?
These are code and subcode.
Codes and the
And subcode.
subcodes, subcode and the code group, right?
Yeah.
The middle one, we call it code group, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This middle one represents the teams. This is the team. So this ones, as it appears on the system here, subcodes is represent the sub-teams. The teams and the sub-team. The sub-teams goes with the team. Correct. Any doubt? Hello. So what we need to do here, once you've shown the groundedness, right? it will show it's more or less that the frequency. If you don't want to draw a frequency table, then you can use this format. So if it is showing 10 here, it means that 10 quotations here have been applied in relation to the others. So if this one is 10, this is 2, this is 5, this is 6, this one is, let's say, 3, this one is 2, this is 1, this is whatever. Okay, let's say this one is 3. So what it means now, this one is the dominant, is the dominant ones. So when you are presenting your report, doing your narrative, you should be able to explain the one that are dominant compared to the recessive one or to the passive one, I mean. So that is the importance, one of the importance of showing the groundedness. It's like a frequency table, right? When you got a frequency table, what does it depict, right? Shows you the one that is higher have the one that have more frequency than the other. It shows you the ones that are dominant as well as the ones that are passive. Do you understand what I mean? So in ATLAS.ti, we've got that kind of capability as well. Right. So the other aspect, we are going to make use of network diagram is when we are trying to depict the relationship between the stakeholders in the project. Right. So when you are coding, you need to code the stakeholders as well so that the stakeholders, the codes can be there. So all you need to do, you just pull the codes just like I did here. Here now we don't have the codes for the stakeholders, right? So all you need to do is you just you click on when you click like this, then it will move to the platform. Right. It moves to the platform. I don't know, it's a bit closer now. Okay, let me do like this. Let me create another one. Yeah. So there's the testing. Then notes. Let's say you got something like this. All right. So you're gonna have codes of this nature. I'm just using this one for example now because I don't have code for code stakeholders here. Now you need to define the relationship, right? Are you understanding what I'm trying to do here now? My people. So you need to define the relationship. So if the, see, we got certain relationship here, right? So if the type of relationship that you need to utilize is not already in the system, so you got that opportunity, you got that leeway for you to be able to create your own relationship. You can add your own relationship as well, right? For example, if this one, if you're choosing this relationship, let's say it's associated, right? Then it will appear in this form, right? Okay. So for example, let's create another relationship here. In let's say partnership. You can as well distinguish it by using the different colors. So if the relationship is asymmetric, then you can be able to discern it. If it is asymmetric, you can discern it as well, right? You see what I'm trying to say? So this is what we're going to do, right? There will be some of this network diagram that one can generate from the coding, which is going to be automatic, some will be automatic. Then there are some other that we need to create by ourselves and insert the correct relationship. So I've demonstrated now how one can be able to assign a relationship either from the database that you got in Atlas, or you create your own relationship to suit their purpose. Right. Okay. Any question as far as this is concerned? Then when you've created that, in terms of the
Yes.
layout, yeah.
Question, please. Is it possible to go over how you created this from hard nodes? Because I think we first had group codes and then you moved to codes. If you can just explain from this coding to how we got to assigning, creating relationship type, relation type.
Okay.
Thank you.
So why we need to create relation? For example, we got a certain aspect in the evaluation whereby we need to work out the synergies, right? The synergies between the stakeholders. You got different types of stakeholders. So for one to be able to depict the synergies, it has to be shown in form of a network diagram for easy visualization. So that is why network diagram comes into play there. So like I said before, when you are doing your analysis, right, you will come across certain stakeholders. You code as such. For example, you've got ADB in, let's say, IMF, World Bank, and any other stakeholders that you can come across. Then you can put a memo there. What type of relationship does that type of stakeholder have with the project? Right. So once that is done, then for you to depict the synergies, the relationship of that stakeholders in relation to that project, then you can do it by utilizing the tool of network diagram. Right. For example, what is going to be here is going to be the project, right? So, for example, so each of these things can be stakeholders, right? So you need to depict visually the relationship between those stakeholders with the project, as well as the relationship between even the stakeholders, between the stakeholders. So how do you do that? You've got the codes. Now you need to link them together, right? These are, see, these are going to be the codes, the stakeholders. You know, could be the project, stakeholders, stakeholders, stakeholders. So you utilize the links, right? So it's very easy for you to link them up if you are doing it manually, right? So all you need to do is you make sure that you take your codes to be on the platform for formulating network diagram, right? So when you click on the code, then you see this arrow. You see not arrow, you see a dot here. So you can use this one to link, to draw the link, right? The relationship. Then you see there's a kind of, these are already existing relationship that are there. You can create it. If let's say the type of relationship that you are looking for is not already created in the system, then there is the provision here, new relation type, right? Okay, for example now, let's see what we've got here. You've got, okay, you've got, this a property of, this one is not applicable here. It's part of, then, okay, it's associated with, right, in partnership that I created now. So if there's anyone that is not here that you need, then you must create it by yourself. That is what I did just now. I don't know whether it answered your question. Right. Okay, let's say this one now is maybe the founder. Right. Then, as I said, let's try to put a color. This is the relationship asymmetric. Let's assume is this. Did you see something of this nature? If it is the one funding the project, right? So if it's something of, is providing a technical assistant, right? You can as well do it. You depict the relationship. This one go down. It's going down. Can't see the other part. This far as can't see the other part. So that is how to do it, right? So there is nothing to be worried about. Like I said, we're just starting to know what Atlas can do or how one could leverage ATLAS.ti to enhance our analysis. There will be certain kind of support that I will be providing, because you cannot just learn one skill. You said, okay, you are perfect in it. You need that type of support that can make you to be able to apply it in a project. There are a lot of students, they attend courses in ATLAS.ti. Many of them, they don't know how to use it to do analysis. I'm not trying to put fear in you. I know you are all professionals, and God has given you great wisdom for you to be able to apply it. Irrespective of that, you need one to support you. So I will be there to support you. And most of this stuff, what I'm going to do, like I said yesterday, I will be sending you video clips, during the course of the evaluation. I will make some short video. I said, if you have any challenges with this, I look for key areas that I know will be challenging to you. I will make a video clip and send it. And whenever you have problems or there are certain things that you're struggling with to do, then you can send me a screenshot. Then I will make a video clip and send it to you. So that is how we are going to work. You cannot learn one thing for 4 days. Atlas is not like SPSS. It's not like a smart PLC, of which those things I taught myself how to use it. So those things are it's straightforward. All you need to do is that you make sure that your spreadsheet is in order, and you're able to, then you upload it into the system, you click a button, you say run, then it's gonna start running. No. Atlas is not like that. It needs a lot of mental work, mental thinking, and it's not something that you can be able to do just one day, because most especially when you have a lot of document. But what I can as well tell you is that document analysis in Atlas is a little bit more difficult than coding, or let me put it this way, coding documents, review documents in Atlas is a little bit more challenging than coding interview data, transcript. Because when you look at the document are not structured in such a way that you know this is where this one is, right? When you look at the question, the code, you say exactly this is where I can find it. No, it's not like that. Unless yourself you read the document very well. You need to read the document first. Unlike transcript, the way it works, you got evaluation question, the question that was posed, then you have the response. You got the question that was posed, the response. So when you are coding, you know exactly where to go, right? So it's documents coding. If you are able to do the document coding successfully, I'm telling you, for you to code the interview will be a walkover. You'll be able to do it so quicker than the document coding. So that is the way I see it. And based on my experience, I've been doing this thing now since 2012. And I've helped a lot of PhD students in analyzing their data. So from experience, I can even yesterday, one of my PhD students came to me that she passed her stuff. The result, the examiner report is out, So this is something that I've been doing for quite a long time, and from experience, I can tell you. And it's a good skill for you to learn. A lot of PhD guys come to me, help me do this thing, because it takes time. So while you are looking at it like this, maybe perhaps because you're coming from a quantitative background. If somebody give me something like the other job I was working on the other day, on structural equation modeling, right? The guy gave me some data, I look at it, I went, I look for the software, PLS, smart PLS, then I watched the tutorial, how that thing is being done, then I uploaded it, click it, gave me answers, and I interpreted it. Then we sent it out for the journal to be published, and it was published in one of the highly rated journal, Francis and Taylor, right? So it's not something that, that one doesn't take much time, but this one, it consumes time. It takes a lot of time. And it requires also a high level of proficiency. You must read and understand. So once you are able to do that, at the end of the day, become a blessing, you know. So let me pause here So far, so good. And entertain questions, challenges from you before we continue. Hello, my people.
I think there are questions on the chat box.
Okay. Let me check it. All right. But are you, if I may ask you, are you becoming much more confident that more than today, more than the day we started? Is there any progress? Could you please redo the code analysis? This is a good question, but I don't know specifically which one or what this question is. Can FT, I'm seeing FT here. Can you explain to me what this question is all about or what you intend to ask here?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I just wanted to understand how you started the whole before you get to the to the nodes, how you work with the group code or the codes from the network tab to actually designing this.
Okay, okay, good. I'll go back now. Okay, but you know where I got the platform for the network? So
Okay.
test two. Okay, I'm just creating, you need to, when you are creating a network as well too, for reference purpose, to make the work to be logical, it must have a
Hmm.
name saved somewhere so that anytime you want to make use of it, you can be able to discern which is which, right? So that is why we need to create and put a name, assign a name to it, right? Any question on this? Any question pertaining to this one?
Yes, so
Okay,
yes, so we go from, you went from network to new network.
yeah,
I don't know
because
whether
I
it's
don't want,
because I
okay.
have a different system. I cannot see create network in mine. I see new network and I see a window open with hard notes, comments, and all that. But
Hmm.
I don't know whether
Okay, that you are using Apple Mac. Can you send, is it possible for you to send a screenshot? I think because this thing is not allowed, you cannot attach any document. Okay, I think we need to find time to see how we can diagnose that and come up
okay.
with a solution to that problem, right?
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But in the meantime, just
Oh, it says new
pay
network.
attention to this and see how it works, right?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So here, this is where you need to select the nodes. The nodes here could be codes, it could be code group, right? So I'm going to use the one from the code group. Remember what I said. The code group for our report writing we're not going to say it's code group there because that language is peculiar to Atlas, to the software. When you are presenting your report to somebody that doesn't know about Atlas, you cannot be telling that person you put in there, say, these are the code group, you know? So we must use a simplified language that that person can understand. That is why I said, when we are writing our report, we're not going to say it's a code group. We call it teams. Then the one for subcode, we call them subteams, right? So when we are designing it, so I'm going to use the code group that I've got, use a code group because obviously there are some of the code groups that got subcodes that one can use to create a network diagram for someone that doesn't know what is happening to visualize the relationship, the connection. Like I said, most students or most examiners, when you are presenting your result chapter, I'm bringing in that one. I know this one is not for examination purpose, but it's not academic, but I know because we are our academics here, right? Maybe that is why I feel I deem it necessary for me to use that example for one to be able to comprehend it. The result chapter of Atlas, when you're presenting it, you've got your teams, you've got your sub-teams, right? Now, when you are writing doing your writing now, you must be able to show the connection, to visualize, for the examiner to be able to visualize what constitutes the themes. Let me put it this way again. The sub-themes that constitute the themes, you use a network diagram to represent it. It will make it much more easier for the examiner to understand. Okay, these themes that this guy is saying here, these are the sub-themes. You know, mere looking at it, it helps the examiner to discern, okay, this is one is this. So that is why we use a network diagram. Even in reports that are non-academic, it's possible even some of these reports, you're not going to put this type of networks, but we have to do it, learn it, you know, where they are applicable, whenever they are in demand, or whenever they are asked of, then we have it to produce. So that is why, you know, as someone learning Atlas, one should be able to know how to do it because it helps you to validate your claims. For example, where we have that area for synergy between the stakeholders, it's part of what we are going to do here. So when somebody reads it or look at a network diagram, one can be able to discern, okay, this stakeholder is providing this type of maybe it's providing this maybe for funding. So this is the stakeholder that is funding the project. You can easily see it in terms of the way you design, you formulate your relationship. Okay, this is the stakeholder that is providing the capacity. These stakeholders in partnership, you know, all those kind of stuff. So those are the things that we want to make sure that a layman, somebody that doesn't know about the project, can be able to visualize it and comprehend, right? So what we did was this, like I said, you can use code if when you are coding, you link the codes, right? Okay, let me explain this one now. Remember, I said when you are coding, you will see some aspect where you have stakeholders, right? When you, let's say the first one you've coded now, let's say the first stakeholder is World Bank. Then the other stakeholder maybe is, let me say, IMF. Or maybe another stakeholder in the project, which have a kind of link relationship in terms of the functionality of that stakeholder to that project. You can say this stakeholder is link. You can link that stakeholder to the other one, right? So when you want to draw it to depict it in the network diagram, what you need to do is you just pick it out from the group, then automatically you will see the link by itself, right? So what I did was this. For the teams and the sub-team, I went to the code group, right? Okay, maybe I have to explain this, what these numbers means for more clarity. When you look at this number, it shows you the subcodes that are in this code group. 2. You've got 2, right? Let me do like this. Maybe it will make it much more clear. Okay. Right. You see, when you click here, when you look at the numbers that I was explaining before, you see this code group got 5 codes, which are the subcodes. Then when you click on it, it gives you the 5. Right. This one gonna make me to jump to another thing quickly now. So now, how do you get the report? Because this one, as I said, the code group will be the sub-team, right? Then these 5, no, the code group gonna be the teams. Then these 5 constituted the sub-teams. So remember, I showed you a table, this table, right? Where you are going to put, I said this is the team representing that code group. Then these are the sub-teams. Each of these sub-teams gonna have quotations, right? So how are you going to extract the quotation? Where are you going to get it? To cut and paste here. That is what I want to quickly demonstrate here as I'm already here. Where is it? Oh, right. You see, you do like this, you click on it, right? Then control, you do like this. You right click, right? Then if you want to, this one is co-occurrence. No, you do like this, report. You click like this. Then to create a report, you will see all the whole codes, the group will be there. Then the quotations, you see this one doesn't have quotations now because we haven't coded, right? I'm using one stone now to kill 2 birds, or possibly 3 birds, if you will. So now what you need to do for this one, the quotations that are going to be here, you just copy, right? Then this one is effectiveness, right? Dead focal. Then you copy the quotation, you go here, because we are not going, this one is just in Excel spreadsheet. We are going to use Word document. So under that sub-theme of that implemented focal point, then you copy and paste. That is how you need to do that. Right. Okay. So what I was explaining before on the network diagram. Where's my network? I hope. Where is it? Where is the other one? Is it lost now? Any window that you open gonna be shown like this. I'm looking for the platform I was working on just now called the network. Oh, shame, I can't find it. All right, no problem. The network diagram just now, didn't I give a name? Testing, okay. It's not this.
It was given testing 2.
Testing 2, okay. It's not showing here. Okay, no problem. Let's work on this. So let me look for the one that got 3. Okay, we can even use this one that got 3, right? It's okay. Okay, you see what I did? I clicked on it twice. You can as well pull, drag and pull. You drag and drop, I mean. There are 2 ways to do it, right? Either you click on it twice or you drag and drop it. Did you see? Are you with me? My people. Right. Then
Yes.
what you do is said is must show the members. Who are the members? The subcode or the subteam? So these are the members. It's already linked because it's been grouped. These are the members. Right. But for our writing, for our report writing, this one we are going to put the names. We're going to change the names, right? So that, because if you leave it like this, people will not be able to understand, right? So I was going to do it. By the time you finish your coding and everything, when we start writing report or generating reports, this one, we can change the name in such a way that an ordinary man on the street can be able to understand it. Do you understand what I mean? If we are going to put some of the network diagram in the report, is there any confusion about that statement that I've just mentioned? What I'm trying to say, if we are to put this thing in our report, right? When you say EFF, QA, and all these things, people are going to get confused. They won't know what you're talking about. Right. So we can change the name, the nomenclature, and make it in such a way that people can be able to understand. We can
Change all
rename it.
names or the name of the root?
Yeah, because we can use the rename that people can understand by renaming it. But mind you, right? If you rename, if you happens to rename it here, it's gonna be all true because that is the name is gonna bear. It will be on this name, right? Do you understand what I mean? So yeah, but it's not a problem. We can swear do that. So now, in terms of the layout, this is where you need to juggle around, you play around with it the way you want it to be, right? If you want it to be circular, it's gonna be like this for you, right? If you want it to be hierarchical, top down, although this one we see is, you can enlarge it, right? Take it up. But this is one thing I was saying about, I made a comment on this to the manufacturer of the software, that they must try to work on these lines. You see, sometimes these lines, you can't reach, it's very difficult to visualize. I remember I used this one to design my conceptual framework for my PhD. So my supervisor was complaining about these lines. I couldn't see this line. I was forced to use another software to design it to make these lines to be more apparent. So, and I complained to the manufacturer of the software during the meeting that they must try to work on these lines. Right. So, yeah, if you want it to be like this, you see, the lines have changed. Now, it depends on how you want it. And it depends on the space that you got, where you want to paste it. If it is something that you don't want it to occupy a lot of space, you need to minimize it as much as you can, but it's a kind of a trade-off. As you are minimizing it, you must be mindful, because if it is too small, they will not be able to read. Most especially if it contains other data like groundedness and density that needs to be seen for one to be able to comprehend in terms of the relationship as well as the frequencies when it comes to dominance and passiveness, right? So when you're done, how do you get this thing out to be used in your report? You need to save it, right? You can save it as an image, you save it as PDF, but I don't normally save it on PDF, as PDF file. I don't print it, I save it as an image, right? Okay, just like you see all these ones now, some of my projects that I've done, code document Sankey diagram. Remember yesterday I made mention of Sankey diagram, right? Okay, this one is like a network, right? So you save it. Let me save it somewhere here where I can be able to retrieve it. Because my PC is very messy. There are a lot of stuff. Then let me say today. So you save it like this. Then go back. It's like this. Yeah. So what do you do to it? if you want to use it. But this one is very bogus, right? Because pasting something of this nature to your report is bogus. But anyhow, for demonstrative purpose, it can suffice. Then you right click. Then you say copy. You go to your project, your report, I mean, your report in Excel, not in Excel, in Word. Oh man. Yeah. Then you paste it. Here we go. It's a pity that this thing is not well discernible. It's not so much you can't see it properly, right? Any question?
Yeah, question.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have an application where when you draw this diagram in Atlas, you can be able to import and be able to manipulate it or change in Word? Because you
Okay.
you have copied as
As
an
a
image, and an
image, yeah.
image you can't do
Yeah, you
anything.
can. No, you cannot edit this. You see? So that is why in the first place you must make sure that it's correct what you're doing. Because if there is any error, maybe spelling error or whatsoever, you need to go back and do it again and change it. You see? But I don't know whether they've got, we see we're in era of a digital application. A lot of new stuff are coming up every day. Whether they've got something now to edit this means, to my knowledge, I haven't known about that, right? There could be something, you know, which we need to research as we are researching every day for new stuff, innovative stuff that can always enhance our work. You see? So, yeah, that is a very good question. So far, so good. Uh, to the best of my knowledge, I haven't, once it is pasted like this or is copied like this, for you to edit it is a problem. Yeah, but if it's something of a thesis, if it's not showing properly, you can even go to some of this software like Amos, SPSS Amos. You know what I'm talking about, right? Or you can use Smart PLS to design the conceptual framework. But that one is outside the scope of what we are doing here. Right. It's like when you are doing the structural equation modeling, SEM, then you can apply something of this nature. Like I said, I was working for one PhD student. I did it. It was not, it wasn't showing properly. Then the supervisor was complaining. I said, don't worry. Then I used Amos SPSS. Then I designed it out. Then I copy and paste it. And it was very nice. It was the same student that told me yesterday that she passed. I said, great. We thank God for everything. Right. So, yeah. Any other question? Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. Remember yesterday? Now you know how to get the report. Do you know how to get the report when you finish doing your coding, right? So how will you be able to get your report? Do you know how to do that? Yeah, yes. This one will show you the quotations, right? Because when you are getting your report, it has to be, depends on the options that you've chosen. So the report, the quotations, I mean, has to be attached because the most important thing there are the quotations, right? It's like one day I was trying to create a kind of argument in a meeting, with ATLAS.ti partners. I told them, I said, the most important thing is not even the codes, the label that you are putting. What is the most important thing is the quotation, right? At the end of the day, they agreed with me that what we are talking about is not necessarily the label that you are putting. Although the labels are important, you put the right label. The most important thing is the quotation. Because it's a quotation that you're going to use to validate. You are not using the code or whatever to convince people about what you are claiming. So you use the quotation to validate. So the quotations must be right, For example, if we are trying to do the co-occurrence or correlation, as you may call it in your statistical language, what are they comparing? It's not necessarily the codes, they are comparing the quotations. When you do what we call this Boolean or Boolean, is that how to pronounce it? I think I hope I'm pronouncing it well for you. Boolean. Where is it? I touched on this yesterday, right? The Boolean, the query. If you want to compare the relationship between two codes, we call it two codes, but in the real sense of it, it's not the codes that they are comparing, it's the quotations. What is
Richard, are you moving the screen or we are stuck at this diagram?
Oh, you still stuck there?
At least for me, I don't know more about others.
Guys, are you seeing
Same
my
here.
screen?
No, even me, I have the diagram that you had pasted in Word.
Oh,
That's the one I can see on the screen.
it's supposed to be on because the way I'm moving it, this thing changes along with the screen. Once I change to another screen, it's supposed to appear. Let me see. Why is this diagram not blocking my way now? You mean the one I copy and paste just now?
Yeah, that's the one on the
This one?
screen.
Is
That's
this
the
one you
screen
see?
we are seeing.
Okay, let me take it away. Can you see now? Can you see the right screen? Atlas.
Not yet.
Oh man. But I'm still sharing it. What is happening here? Okay, this is technology. Can you see now? Not yet.
Not yet.
My. What is happening now? This is how I'll be doing it, but what? So what are you seeing there? Guys, if I may ask, what screen are you seeing there?
For me, I'm still seeing the same diagram that you had pasted in Word. Maybe you should try to use stop sharing your screen and then reshare it again. Maybe something like that. Maybe to
yeah.
maybe
Although I've done that before, but let me try again. You know, sometimes this technology can make one to be very confusing. Okay, I'm trying it again.
You have not yet pulled it down.
What is the wrong? What am I doing now? Because this, I've been doing it like this yesterday since we started, but I don't know what is happening now. They say share screen, right? Screen. Screens, yes. Then I click on it. Then I say share.
You see, the problem
Uh,
is that the other screen has stuck there. So you can't share when there is another sharing.
because even that's the one that has the network diagram in words, I've already deleted, closed the window. I've closed the
Okay,
window.
maybe others can also chip in. But what I'm seeing is that screen with the with the diagram.
And that diagram is not here again. I close it. What is happening?
That's what I'm also seeing, the network diagram.
The network diagram in words.
Yeah. So out quickly and then yeah. So for me, I can't see it now because I had to log out and then I've logged in now. So I can't see it anymore now.
You can't see it. Okay. See if you can see the atlas. Can you see my screen now? You that have just logged in again.
Yes, Doc. Although he's saying, Richard Douglas has paused screen sharing, something like that. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it's not showing properly.
yeah.
I would suggest you to stop the screen sharing and to restart it again.
Yeah, okay, I will do it again. Although I've done that several times. Because I don't want, because when the window here, you have screens, you have documents, advanced. But what I'll be doing is to click on the screens so that whatever I'm using, it can be alternating. Whatever screen that I open will show there. So that was why I was using this screen. But I don't know why it's not working. And this my computer is making noise. I don't know whether I'm lost. Can you see it?
I had a suggestion that we lock out ourselves and lock in. Is that what we are going to do?
Oh. Or
Because
if
the screen, the diagram is still there.
yeah, but my diagram, the window is closed. It's not in existence. It's not here again.
Yeah, but it looks like you are sharing, you're doing application sharing because we can only see the Microsoft Word document that we have created earlier. Can you close Microsoft Word from your side?
The Microsoft Words that I've got now, okay, because what you were seeing there or what you are seeing there, I've closed the window.
Use Microsoft Word and then
Microsoft.
Word.
Yeah, that's the screen we're seeing, Microsoft Word.
Okay, let me close all the whole Microsoft Word here. Let me close all whatever I've got here. All right, I'm trying to close all the windows now. All my Microsoft Word stuff. Okay, it's going gradually. Okay. Now I've got nothing there on Microsoft. The whole Windows have closed off. Can you see it now? My people, can you see it?
I'm stuck at that diagram. But I can see on your bar there, down there, there is still some Word document there.
Word document. But I've removed
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
I've closed the whole window.
okay.
I don't have
So
anything worse again.
I don't know the technology now. Maybe others can also say what.
Because is it possible for me, let's say, I restart again? I don't know whether it's going to mess up things here. So, guys, advise me what I need to do, either to restart or what.
Please,
Should I restart it or what?
Let me try to share my screen. Then after you will take the
please,
sharing again.
Mr. Camera, you can stop completely your screen, the sharing of your screen. And
Okay, let me stop sharing and see.
Then stop
And
sharing.
later go back. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, I've stopped sharing.
Let me share my screen to see.
Okay.
But I think now when you share, we shall get it because the screen has gone.
Okay. Okay, me, I can see your screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
So is that how you see mine there? Is that how you see my screen there? Because
Now
it's
you got to
very...
put your.
Try to share your
Okay.
screen. Oh,
Okay. So you mean I can share again, all right?
yeah, try to share again with small.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I want to share again, huh? I see now when you say share screen option, what does that one mean? Because I see two, if I want to share the screen, the first one says screen share screen option. Okay, let me click on the one I've been doing before. All right. Is it there?
Yes, yes. Now you are sharing your entire screen. Whenever you move to an application, that is going to be shown, which is open.
Yes, it is okay now.
Okay, that's great, man. You know, sometimes these days, this technology can be confusing, but anyhow, it helps a lot. Otherwise, if we were to travel, you know, imagine you coming from Kenya, I'm coming from South Africa to Abidjan. It could have cost a lot of money and time and all those type of stuff. So with this, it can enhance our work and help us to save cost a lot. Right. Okay, like I was saying, quotations are very, very important. They are paramount. More, I'm not saying labels, codes are not important, but quotation, we must make sure that it makes sense. Because when you highlight a segment of the text of your document and it doesn't make sense, it's going to be difficult for even the software to discern it. Most especially if it comes to a situation whereby you need to uh, compare the relationship, right? I remember yesterday we talked a little bit on the co-occurrence and the query tool, the query tools, the co-occurrence, and the code document analysis. This one is Takoda mode. The way we use this is this. For example, if we are coding one document, right? Then all of you will code the same document. Then at the end of the day, it's more useful in a collaborative work of this nature if we want to enhance quality standard. So then you will be required to merge the document together and use this one as a test to see the level of compatibility in our coding, you know, and be able to discern the differences. That is what we use this one for, you know, for your knowledge sake. Right. So in terms of analysis, these are things that are mostly used, right, for you to be able to produce your output that can assist you in making your narrative, your report, I mean. So what do we mean by code document analysis? Here, it helps you to be able to know how many codes were generated from a particular document. Okay. Let's try to read meanings to it or try to explain this thing in a deeper way. Because if you say code document analysis, to a layman, it doesn't make sense, right? Let's try to replace this document now with, let's say, interview. Because each of the transcripts is going to be represented here or to be read by the software as a document. So when you are saying code document analysis, remember the transcript, the statements, opinions, ideas, experience from someone in the field or someone that got encounter or someone that know about the phenomenon that you are exploring or the phenomenon in question, let's put it like that. So you want to know the number of codes that were generated from different persons, what they say, whereby you can be able to compare in form of comparative what this person is saying that you've known, that have got experience with the phenomenon you are exploring. Is it the same thing with what the other person is saying? Right? So where are the point, or where is the point of convergence or the points of divergence? Right. So yeah, if we explain this application in that form, then we can be able to present it to a layman, somebody that doesn't know about much about data analysis, right? Say, okay, this is what this person said, and how many people are of this opinion, right? From here, you can be able to discern it, or can be able to formulate it. So these are the people, how many, the number of people that are of this opinion, like you do in statistics. It's more or less like a frequency. So I think we talked on this yesterday. So for you to be able to do that, you need to click on the icon there. Here, you will see, you see the codes here, right? What can you see here? People, I'm trying to make it interactive now. What can you see here? Did you see the movement of my hand?
Yeah, we can see that
Yes.
over document.
Sorry?
We can see the movement of your hand.
Oh, you can see.
We
Suleiman, can you
We
see?
confirm, we can see that.
we can see.
Oh, okay. The other guy cannot see. Okay. So what can you see here?
Go hovering over document.
Okay.
This
Okay, brilliant. That is where you have the documents, right? This side, here, this one.
the code book.
Codes.
Good. Brilliant. Correct. Here is
Dark
a
policy document.
document group. Right. Yeah. So if you are trying to analyze based on code and document analysis, right? You select, or let's say, let me select the whole, if you want to select the whole codes, you click on this, right? So when you are doing this, you see, as you click on it, then can you see this side? I think this one I'm gonna call it left-hand side. Yeah, left-hand side. Is it correct if I say left-hand side on your side?
Right hand side on my side.
It's right hand. Okay, I can call it right hand, right? Are we correct? All right. Now you can see all the whole codes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you are doing it for one particular document, then you can just click only one. Because I don't want to click this one here. Maybe at the end of the day, we end up not having anything to show there because we haven't actually captured, we haven't actually coded a lot of documents. Okay, let's click on this. Right? At least for the few ones we've done, you could see something here, right? These are the codes. Then you got the respective documents, right? So each codes that were generated from each of the documents will be displayed here, right? Okay, let me call this one. These ones are documents, right? Okay, let's say if these ones are people, right? Then you can be able to do a kind of comparison, that, okay, this one is saying this. So it's the same with this. Same thing that this guy is saying, it's appearing here, right? From here, you can be able to know which ones are dominant and which ones are passive, right? Then here is going to show you the total, because you are people of statistics. You love seeing numbers, right? Here we got your numbers that you can use to draw a frequency table, right? This one you can why we are seeing gaps here is because we don't have a lot of codes. I think you can understand. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? Right? That is why we got gaps, right? Then you have the total. So what we're going to do is we are not going to generate the whole like this. We're going to do it by code group, because essentially that is what we need to. When you are doing your presentation, you cannot generate a host or the whole of your codes. You do it code by code group. Then if you want to add a little bit of spices to your report, then you can generate a frequency table, or you can even generate ordinary table as you may like it, right? So what I normally do is that there are some examiners, but don't be so much saying why this guy is so much talking about examiners. They will say people like you that are statistically biased, when we submit a report on based on qualitative analysis, if you don't see figures there, you think that person didn't do anything, do something good. So what I always advise my students is that we must put at least a frequency table, right? For them to see. Once they see something like that, they know, okay, really, I could see something dominant here. These ones are more dominant, because they were going to ask you, how did you know that it was like this? What are it is that you can use to support your claims? So that is why we use a frequency table as part of a result presentation and qualitative analysis, right? I think you can even do a bar chart, right? You will not see this bar chart correctly. Oh no, you can't see it much because you got a lot of gaps, right? If you like, if you want to put a bar chart, you can do it. And these days, you see, when you click on it, it will show you the codes. Then, these days, I like to use a Sankey diagram, right? So you can easily depict from here the documents that were coded. As you could see here, these were the documents that were coded, right? These were the codes that were generated. You see? So here you can see if you got a particular segment of a code here that is very large, you cannot be able to discern it from here. Then you know that there were a lot of codes here. For example, when you look at this, you see one, you see three, you see one, one. Look at this, four, right? So this one can be able to explain to a layman that, okay, this one is more dominant than as compared to the other ones, right? You see? Okay. But what we are going to do is we're not going to do it in this form in the sense that because this one contains everything, we are going to use a code group. Why I'm not using code group here is that, okay, let me see if I can be able to pick up a code group where we have some codes already that can make us to be able to see it more clearly and in a comprehensible way. Right. What we use, if we say this code group, we don't have anything there. It's not yet coded. It's not yet, nothing is there. Let me, nothing is there yet. Okay, let me do like this. Mm. Mm. I want to see the group that we got something. The group that we got something. Okay, let me. We got something there. We got something there. Okay, because we don't have much this one here. Okay. Then another way that you can do it in a manual form is like this. Manually. You go to the code, save, code group, right? Well, this one is very clumsy. So what you do is, once you print out your report, then you can count. If they are not a lot, you can count the number of codes that have been reported per each. For example, remember these are the subteams, right? You got codes. Then you count the number of codes that are under implemented DAP focal point. Then you count the ones that are here. You draw a table. You use these ones, right? You draw a table of this nature. You can use Excel. You can do it in Excel. Just normally like your frequency table, man, right? You can say number of codes, frequency. You can say number of codes, right? Then you can say frequency, number, okay. This one would be the subteams. Name of subteams. Subteams. Or you can just say subteams if you don't want to put the name, right? You can just say subteams or whatever. Then this one will be the number. This one can be the number, or you just say subteams if you like. Then this one you can say the number. Just like you drop a frequency table. Number of codes. Then here you can say percentage. Percentage frequency. Or you can say number frequency or percentage frequency. Frequency. Or percentage. Just like you do your normal stuff, you can put it in any form you like. Then what is going to happen is this. Then for that subteams, because this one is representing a whole team, right? Don't forget, this one is for each team. Insert. For example, for one of the teams here, where is this stuff? Right? This one could be for alignment with priorities. Alignment with priorities. Where is it? Alignment with priorities. What is this? Where is it doing with it? Okay. This one says use just the name of teams, right? If you put it, if you do it in words, it's more better, right? Then what you're gonna put next? Oh, where is this stuff? Then it's gonna be this. Right. So now this one gonna be the total, right? You can do it like this if you will. Because you guys are more grounded with this stuff, man. Because the calculation is not, it's something that is like drinking coffee for you. Let's say this one is 5, 4, for example. Then let's say the total. Then you say 50. Yes, percentage. Let's see. Right. What I normally do is, there's a way I do it like that. Okay, let me stop here. So you have the percentage, right? So when you are reporting now on this team, this team, right? Based on the sub teams, you use this percentage to report. Okay, you see now this one is more dominant. Whereby, remember you say majority, if we are to use that language. That's the way I used to do it. I just draw it down. Oh, you are. Is this still correct? Yeah. What is missing here now? This thing is not correct. What is happening here? 13. Oh, I put 15 here.
Okay, it's because you put 15.
You didn't correct me. Eh, my students are sleeping. Yeah, you know, in the normal class, I do that. I say, my children, why my students, they are watching me making mistakes. All right. So when you have something like this, you see to report it is easy, right? You can use this from there, you know the one that is dominant and this thing to report it, right? So you write your narratives based on this certain percentage of this says, you know, or the opinion, these are the what they say about the needs. Then when you finish, you say this can be validated or by the following if it is from document review, except, I think except, that is how you can pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? Is it like this, the spelling? Right. Except. Is it like this? Except, how do you spell that except again? It's escaping my memory. Right? Except is, I forgot now. I forgot it, yeah. So you say this can be validated by the following extract or except from the quotation from the document review, right? But if it is from the interview, right? You say this can be validated by the following statement from the interview data. Then you put it. Then when they see it, when someone is looking at it, okay, this one is more dominant here. This is what they said, and they validate it with the claim, with the state. They validate your claim, I mean, with the quotation or whatever that you copied and paste from your atlas. Then one can be able to comprehend that what you are saying, you are not formulating it, right? You are getting it from somewhere. You know, again, in some instances, when you do this kind of a research, when you finish the report, you must take it back to the stakeholders, the people that you interview or whatever, to validate it, to tell you they will read it. And if at the end of the day they discover that what you are putting there is different from what they told you, you see, then we create a kind of confusion. Right. That is why in most cases, when you are doing a research for, let's say, for students now, they say, okay, some will say they're gonna go back, you know, to the stakeholder, to the target group for validation. And once they are able to validate it that is correct, then you can take it as something that is really substantive, that is correct, without you doubting whatever claims that is being made from based on the research. So that is how it is on this, right? Yes, any questions? So far, so good. Where are my people? Are you there?
Yes, doctor.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm following.
Okay. Okay. So it's about what is the time now? It's 12:30 now. So what do you think that we should have a small break? So we have a small break. Then we have take a small break for 15 minutes. Then based on South African time, when it is quarter to 1, then we resume again. It's kind of it's a kind of suggestion. If you depends on I need you to ratify it. Okay, straight, yeah. You know, sometimes the brain get confused. Thanks. All right. So what do you say?
Yeah, we can take 15 minutes break as
Okay.
usual.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Is that a unanimous decision? We're trying to be democratic now, and we must always be democratic so that we can give a voice to the voiceless, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's go on break now. I hope if I do, you see, it's like this system is slow now. I clicked that long time ago. Okay. Can you see something like this? Guys, are you with me?
Yes. Yes, I think it has
Okay.
changed now.
It changed now. Okay,
Yes.
what are you saying specifically?
Copy edit.
Oh, correct. Good,
Relevance underscore equation.
good, 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 good. You know, when we are speaking Afrikaans here, we say baie goed. Have you ever heard about that before? Africans, they say buy a hoot. I'm trying to teach you Africans now.
Okay, no, please. I've never heard about it before.
Oh, yeah, the Buras here, they say buy a hoot. Right. Now, this is what I'm trying to explain to you in terms of where we need to use the Boolean. I'm going to type Boolean here now so that you're going to see. Maybe the way I'm pronouncing it, you might not know what I'm talking about. Right? Boolean. I think it's something like this. Did you see what I type here? This one. Did you see this?
Yes.
Let me highlight it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I'm
Yes.
talking
Yes,
about.
yes,
Boolean.
yes.
Because sometimes I can be pronouncing it, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Maybe that is not the way you've been hearing it. You see?
Boolean.
Yeah, Boolean. You are a statistician. You are well versed in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So we can do a kind of comparison of codes. I've done this. I've tried it arbitrarily because I don't have. We haven't coded yet, right? Where we can or where it can manifest as far as this our project is concerned, right? For example, this one is just for a demonstration purpose. By the time we finish coding, we are going to do it together, or what I will do, I will make a video clip and send it to you so that you can be able to practice it and use it. So, for example, if we have a code like this, of which we may have, then you got this one is perception, right? Perception about or perception on depth project relevance, right? We are trying to compare it if there is any type of synergy between that and the okay, let me work on this one with AFDB perspective, right? So essentially what I'm trying to say is this: when you got two codes like this, you want to see what you've got in this code. Forget it, I'm still working on query 3 now. Sorry, I leave query 2, right? So that one will not be confused. Although it's the same thing, more or less the same application, perception, that project relevance, and the negative relevance perception, right? If you want to compare these two codes. If it is this, compare regional member countries versus AFDB perspective, right? For the sake, for an argument's sake. If you got this type of codes, you want to compare whether there's a kind of synergy between the codes. When we're talking about synergy, like I said, it's not necessarily the codes that we are comparing. It's what is going in the code, which is the quotation, what people have said, or what the segment of the document that you highlighted is what we are comparing, not the code. Because if you say compare RMC versus AFDP, there is nothing to compare about here, right? It's what you highlighted that goes with it. So what happens is this. Then I hope it's gonna work now, because when I change to a new window, when I change to another window, it gives problem. Okay, can you see? It's still stuck on the word.
No, it's not. We
Okay,
yeah, now we
okay.
have yeah.
I'm happy the devil is defeated. Hallelujah. All right. Now you use this type of application, query. It's a kind of query. This is a kind of advanced analysis, because in most of this, we want to use it in this project. In most cases, it depends on how, let me put it this way. to be more refined, what I'm trying to say now. You can use this if you want to query for you to know much, you know. For example, now, based on the research question, we got something like synergy. That is why we are using this type of stuff. So if your research question doesn't have those type of stuff, for example, if it's a thesis or you're doing another project, you don't get back with all this type of, you know, stuff that gonna take a lot of your time and energy. So, but for knowledge sake, it's good, you know. Now, this one, you need to decide now, right? Wait. The operator. There are a lot of stuff here. So what you can do around with your stuff too, you can play around. If you are someone that wants to get married to this software and you want to earn maybe bucks from this software by doing analysis for corporations, for establishment, or for maybe your PhD student and whatever. You can even teach your PhD students this stuff. Yeah. Then you can play around with all these ones to know how it works. Right. Okay, you know what is all, right? So let's say if it is all, right? So these are the codes that you are comparing. So what you need to do, you just need to drag and drop the codes, and you click on this to give you the a kind of it's like co-occurrence, right? Co-occurrence. Okay, here you got a code group. We look comparing codes. If it doesn't have this, yeah, you can compare. But if you do code group, because code group is more elaborate, it contains a lot of stuff. So for you to be able to dissect it properly, you see, it's not gonna be so easy. But if you use code group, but if you use code, but anyhow, it depends on what you want to achieve, right? Depends on your objective. Then when you click like this, you see something gonna be coming up here, right? Which shows you the synergies. So that is how to use this, but it's not something to be worried about. By the time we have we've got enough codes, then we can do a bit of exercise on this and see how it works before we start reporting or using it to put in our report. But we need it. Let me try to emphasize on it. So it's not something that we're just doing it for fun, right? So these are for codes. This you cannot use this one for many codes, right? Remember what I explained to you. It serves the same function as co-occurrence. So if you want to compare many codes, then you use this, right? Then how does this one work? You just click. This one work is like a table, right? Like a matrix. Let me put it that way. I think that is the best language or the adjective to qualify it. You use it appears like a matrix, I mean. This one would be columns, right? Versus rows. So if anyone you click here, you compare it to this. If there is a kind of relationship, then it will appear, it will produce a table. And that table, when you click on it, it will show you the level, the extent, which is the beauty nature of it. Yesterday, I was saying I'm going to code a lot so that we can be able to demonstrate this thing today, you see. But I couldn't produce a lot of codes. Yesterday, I was very tired, right? But it's not a problem. We're going to see how one can navigate it. So let's say I'm just clicking everything now because we don't have a lot of codes or selective codes. Then you click this other one, it's gonna be this vertical against the horizontal. So where there are, let me see. But this one will not show properly now because there is no lot of codes. So it's gonna show you. And you can even do a table, export it, I mean, not the table. You can export it, right, to Excel. Because you cannot, because we don't have a lot of stuff, a lot of codes, right? So essentially, this is how it works, and it serves that purpose for you to be able to draw the relationship, as you do call it correlation in your statistical world, right? So now, if you want to export it, you can export it to Excel. Then you see the file name COOC means co-occurrence. Right. I always like to put my stuff here, download, so that I can easily have access to it. Otherwise, it will be difficult because my laptop is messy, a lot of stuff. Okay. Did you see it? Hey, how messy it is here because with this our codes, you see you got 000 because there are no quotations. So it will show here, right? Where there are relationship, where there is a co-occurrence. Most especially when you use when a segment, what I mean by a segment, a quotation is coded with two or more codes, then it's gonna appear here. A segment or a quotation being coded by two or more codes. Then you see the link, the relationship, right? So virtually all, or let me put it this way, most of the output in Atlas can be exported to Excel, either in Excel or in Words or in Notes, like the report. So then this one, if you want to make it a bar chart, Sankey or whatever, you can do that. This one, you see, like a coordinate. Atlas have got that type of capabilities. So every day we're improving on Atlas to make sure that it keep pace with the digital trend. Before, most of these icons were not there, like this Sankey. Sankey was not there before. So it was newly introduced. So every year the software is being upgraded. That is the beauty nature of Atlas. We are not stuck in one position. We are moving. Now we got AI, right? Do you know we got AI here that can assist? But I'm not saying you must use the AI here to code. No? We got AI in the platform. You see, this is AI coding, right? But sometimes this thing doesn't, I don't know whether they've improved on it now. You can use this. This one can assist for one to code, but I don't think we're allowed to use it. as far as this project is concerned. So just for your knowledge sake, right? So we got that AI capabilities, AI summary. So I can help you as well. If you want to know the summary or extract the summary from your document, it can help you, right? Can help you to summarize, to give you the summary as far as in terms of what is contained in your document. You just click it like this. I don't know if it's going to work. Then you say summarize. Let's see if it's going to work. I hope it's not going to take the whole of our time today because most of these documents are very thick. There are a lot of stuff modeled together with the tables and all those stuff. I could have even looked for a lighter document. This one is it's a lot of stuff. Or maybe I will cancel it. And, yeah, but you could see how it works. My people, let me see this
Yeah,
one.
it is working.
Yeah. So this one can help you to summarize. You take the document, then you use this functionality to tell you what is in the document. Then when you are coding, it gives you that prior information to know what is in the document. You know, if you are coding now, it's going to assist you compared to you don't even know what the documents entails, right? So that is the functionality of this. Is an innovative tool that have been added, which is very good. Oh, this my stuff is stuck now. Yeah, man. Okay, let me allow it because it's making my laptop, my system is stuck now. Then you have stuck. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about AI summaries, yeah, you can click on this in the system. Then from here you can be able to gain more insight as far as how this thing is. It works. It can assist you. But I'm struggling now. Yeah. Trying to close it. This document contains a lot of stuff. Okay, let me do like this. But I can close Atlas now. Mhm. You see here, I started using Atlas when it was Atlas 7. No, it was 9 that time. Long time ago. Okay, it's gone now. All right. Conventional word count. I don't need to do word count here. I don't think word count is in there. In this so much here. You know about this, right? Word cloud. So maybe some other project can assist you. And when you develop, you see, there is what we call content analysis. Are you familiar with it? My people.
Question.
Content
When do you use
analysis.
the word cloud?
Where do we use it, or where, or
Where
how
and
did I come up with this, or where do we use it in analysis?
where do we use it in analysis?
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to explain now. Where we have content analysis. Content. You see, in qualitative, we got thematic analysis, right? Like we are doing now. You see, we are creating themes and subthemes. This is what we call thematic analysis. Then we got content analysis. And some students, they get confused when they are writing the thesis. They are aware their methodology. When they've chosen the qualitative, they will analyze. They say we are going to use content and thematic analysis, which is wrong. And meanwhile, they're only doing the thematic analysis, whereby you present your findings in themes and subthemes. That is thematic. This content analysis, you count the words, right? And that is where you make use of the cloud to count the words for you. Then you can export it to Excel to be able to work out the frequencies, the resonance of each word. That is where we make use of this. So as it appears here, for example, you've got an interview, not only from based on interview, like as we are reviewing documents now, right? You will upload the document. You want to see the words that are more dominant. If your research is based on content analysis, then you upload it just like we've done. Then you come to make use of this tool, this application. Click on the cloud, the word cloud. Then it will show you in a pictorial form, right? Then if you want to see it in a statistical form, you have to export it. You export it to Excel. From there, you can work out your frequency table, whereby you can be able to make sense out of it. So that is where we make use of the word cloud, right? The word cloud itself, there are ways you can play around with it as well. If you want to reduce it, or whatever you want to do with it, for example, let's say, you see what I'm trying to say. I know you that love figures, you're gonna like to see something of this nature, won't you? Because this is what you want to see, not a lot of text, writing a lot of narrative. You want to see your stuff like this. Professor Wawire, I think I'm talking the truth.
I'm getting it.
Yeah,
It is a better tempo than the cloud itself.
yeah. So this one, this system is what we call content analysis, right? So you see, it's a little bit more straightforward than thematic analysis. Because thematic, you need to crack your brain, put things in order, you need to code, you need to do the grouping, you need to draw the teams, the table for the teams and the subteams. You see, so for this one, but you must still know what you are doing as well to be able to interpret all these words, right? The way it resonates in your project, or the way is aligned with to your project. For example, what you need to do, if it is interview, you just load the interview here, then you do word cloud, then it gives you content, then you start writing. You base your narrative on it. Then if it is document, the same thing, right? So if you are using two sources, perhaps from document analysis and interview, or possibly if you got the observation or focus group or whatever, then you need to triangulate, right? whereby you see, you look at it, which way or which ways were more dominant in the document review compared with the ones from interview or data from the interview, focus group, as the case may be. Perhaps if you got observation, then you can be able to discern and validate it based on what you've got there, and then you make your report. So yeah, this is how this one works, right? So if you want to make some adjustment, there are things that you want to be excluded from the counting or for example, there could be some, I think this one is not there, some words that you don't want to be incorporated. I think these ones are all words. Sometimes there are signs that you don't want, then you can restrict it based on the tools that are provided here, right? You see, now you are limiting it. You see, you're limiting it, right? So, yeah, that is how it is. You can as well, try to, if you want people to be able to visualize it in a different pattern, for them to be able to appreciate what you got or what you presented before them, then you can have something of this nature. Yeah. So whatever you need to produce, it depends on how you play around with it software to be able to produce something that you can be able to achieve your objectives as far as in terms of your objectives regarding to what you want to achieve, by doing your research. Yeah. Now, I think what else? Is there anything I haven't talked about? Talk about this, talk about this, search name money that you need to use. I don't want to talk about this because I don't know. Okay, let me just okay, guys, you see, in qualitative, as you do know, is quite different from quantitative, whereby we can even analyze sentiment. Sentiment. We can analyze sentiment in qualitative. For example, you ask somebody a question and the person start by responding, say, you. Do you see? Somebody say, you. There is a kind of, you say that kind of sentiment is different from somebody that you just ask a question and that person is responding just directly without any exclamation. Do you agree to what I'm trying to say now? Because you are so much inclined to objectivity. Sometimes you don't believe in all this type of stuff, sentiment and all those stuff being reported in an analysis. So what do you have to say? I open the floor for you guys. Professor Wawire, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, and I think this qualitative. Do I say if it's the main one, the way we are going to do the project, then I think it needs to be complemented by the quantitative,
Yeah,
so
is
that
there.
we
Quantitative
have
is
both
there.
quantitative and qualitative. But the explanation is very good. Thank you.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say here is this. I say we tends to analyze sentiment. I think we can take it for this project as well as for knowledge sake. That if you ask somebody a question, because obviously you are going to conduct interviews, right? And you that is interviewing that person, you must look at the way the person is, the mood, the sentiment of that person, right? Based on your observation, it can feature in our analysis. Like the simple example I gave just now. You ask somebody a question, the person exclaims, say, you. You see, there is a kind of shock, you know. So those type of set and the way the person responded, the statement, we can analyze the statement to see whether it was in a good mood or in something in a good condition or something that someone that wasn't in good condition or those type of stuff. That is what I'm trying to explain here or portray here by showing you the aspect in ATLAS.ti that we can use to analyze sentiment. Right. Not only we can, okay, for example now, let's see how we can analyze sentiment in one of these documents. I'm going to look for a document that is not so much, I hope, that contains less than the other one that I was using just now. Multi-stakeholder. Which one is this now? Is this okay? Let me try it by chance. Sentiment. Right. You see the kind of sentiment that's gonna be reported. You see? So these are the type of sentiment that we've got here, right? Positive, neutral, negative. Right. Let's see. Hey, I think this document is okay. Okay, you see now, my people, can you see this window? Can you see this?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's try to read this and see whether it makes sense in relation to the type of sentiment that is coded here by, or that is being portrayed here, be assigned. Let me put it that way, be assigned by the software. Holding, okay, let's see this because this one it got a lot of figures that can make us be, that is not so much straightforward. Holding other things constant with a disbursement ratio of this as this additional output are supposed to be achieved between now and December. This set the project on the time path, right? Okay. When you read it, I think it does make sense. This one is saying neutral. Okay, let's look for the one that says negative sentiment. Implementation progress. Rating on implementation progress performance rating summary of key findings. Current previous due to timing differences. The two components on disbursement, bank approved OLE and budget committee, were technically rated highly unsatisfactory. Can you see this? Right? Highly rated unsatisfactory. The disbursement process happened.
That is positive.
No, negative, unsatisfactory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see. So you see this type of sentiment can be extracted. We can analyze it when you are using qualitative. Then in your reporting now, you can report on the sentiment. With this alone, it can help you to make your report. You know, that, okay, this is what the person was saying. And with the language alone, you can be able to see that in terms of sentiment analysis, that was negative. You see, it's the same thing like I said just now. When somebody say, yo, you know, there is something behind that. It's not ordinary. You see, so those things needs to be captured. Or somebody tell you, I don't want to talk about that. You see, that means that person have got enough feelings. There may be something hurtful, you know, that person doesn't want any reminiscence of what have happened before or to reflect on what have happened before. So, you know, most especially if you're analyzing qualitative data for psychology students, perhaps you're supervising a PhD psychology student. So all these things, you need to look for it, you know, in the analysis, right? So yeah, that is how that one goes.
Just go back a bit. How we got these sentiments.
Okay.
Just go back.
Is
What
this?
I'm asking,
Yeah,
there were three options for sentiments,
sentiment. Yeah, negative, positive, or neutral.
and you clicked
No,
on
you don't
negative.
just click. No, I didn't click negative. I gave the leeway for the software to decide. So once you read now, yeah, when the software have brought attached the assigned the sentiment, then you read. So if it is, it's like in form of AI now, right? Helping you to assign it. Then you're gonna read it. If you discover that it makes sense, then you code it.
Let's go to those options.
Okay. Okay, where is it? Let me see if it is already open here. Hmm.
I thought we had clicked
Yeah,
sentiment analysis. Then they came.
yeah, that I did. I think the Windows messed up now. It's slow. The PC is slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you pick a specific document, you can do the, but it's gonna take the, yeah. Let's say you want it on the, but I'm not going to run it again because this thing is slowing down the machine. Okay, this is what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. And that's
Mm.
what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Supposing I click on positive only,
If you
and then
want positive,
later
then
I click on neutral, then later I click on negative.
yeah, okay. If to respond to that, it's not that you can do it like that, but it's clumsy, it's time consuming. You see, because if it is the same document, you say you want to know positive first, thereafter, then you want to know neutral. Before, no, you see, to save time, you put click on the tree and let the machine assign, right? It will work in a more faster way. Then you read the document, read the assigned sentiment, you refine it yourself, you read to see whether it's the right stuff. Then if you discover that it's the right one, then you code it, right? Then in your
Okay.
report, you print out the sentiment, and as you are writing your report, then you can make reference to it, right? Because
Okay.
this one is one of the new stuff which I can regard as being innovative that we've added to the software, because before, most of this software, they don't do sentiment, right? And which is very important because the manufacturer, the ones that develop this software, they want to make it, give it that wider coverage in terms of usage, you know, that any person can use it irrespective of your whatever you want to use it for, whether you are doing irrespective of the career or the profession. You can be studying psychology, you can use it, you can be studying any other stuff, they get certain functionalities that you can utilize, adapt to suit your respective area of discipline. Right. So personally, I love it, you know. So yeah, concept, export. Okay, yes, there's one important thing here, but I don't think it's gonna be so much of a big problem in terms of you being able to know what to do, right? The referencing.
Sorry, Richard. How
Yeah,
do you can you export the sentiment analysis?
yeah, you can get the report. You can. You can, when you code it, then you will see it. Remember, just now we didn't code, right? We saw what was assigned by the software. So you must say, you click on that, there's a kind of a provision there just now that you need to use to code it. So once you code it, then you can see it in the platform that this one I've got a sentiment, then you can be able to get the report of it. It's possible, right? This was, remember we used this one to import your code book. Are you there, my people? You can
Yes.
as well export your code book. No. You can export your code book. Let me call it the codes, right? For more, I don't want to use a language that is a bit confusing. Then you click on that. Let's say, where am I going to save it now? Let me save it and download as usual. They say it's already there. I think I did it today. I tried it before. Okay, let me try to distinguish it from others now. Today. So once it's imported, then I think it's this today. So these are it. You see the comments of each one here. Relevance. I don't know why it's not showing the comments of this. Right. So yeah, these are the code books. And this one can be part of, it can form part of the appendix or the annexures, when you are presenting your report. But I don't know, maybe it's something that I must try to find out whether they will require this in the annexure or whatever. Right. I see there are questions here now. Questions. The term volume means there is a result that can only have one of two values. Okay. Similar to true or false. Yeah, I quite agree. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, where was that? But guys, can you be able to print a report of your quotations that can assist you when you are doing your analysis? You know what to do. This is how you need to get access to your report. Right? Yeah. These ones would be in form of maybe documents. This one is in Excel. Excel, right? Your report. So you need to know this. You need to understand the process. Right. You see, remember we said these are the code groups, right? These ones are the codes. This code group, we call it teams. These are sub-teams. So if you want to know the specific quotations that of this, or the quotations, yeah, the quotations that you apply these codes on, right, for your report. You can you do it the same time, because if you click on one, you say report, you're gonna show for only that one, right? Then you make sure that you do all the same time. You click here, this Control Shift, you hold it, then you do like this, right? Then you say report. You're gonna report what you need to be selective here, right? You don't want grouping here. So you comment, if you want the comment to be there, the quotations, right? So what you need to do, you click it, you click create a report, right? Then it's gonna be created like this. The quotation's gonna be there. So here that, remember, these ones are the sub-themes. Like I explained to you, you just copy what you've got here if you want to validate it with quotations or with exact. Then you just copy, right? You go to your, okay, there's another tricky stuff here. You cannot copy direct from here, right? You see, you can't copy. So what you need to do, you save this one somewhere else so that it's gonna be in Word to facilitate your work. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck, right? You save it somewhere. Perhaps you can create a folder like what I normally do for me to be able to arrange my work in good order. Then, okay, let me still use download so that I can see it. You can create a kind of a folder here. Right. You can say DAB evaluation. Then from Mozambique, I don't know why I'm so much fond of Mozambique now. Right. Or let me say Kenya. Right. Professor Wawire, I'm using Kenya now.
Yes, yeah. You can use Kenya also.
Yeah. So now I have to create a subfolder. Those subfolder are gonna be in the teams, right? Then the first team, what is the first team here? Where is it? Right. Okay, remember this one is relevance, right? Okay, if you want to make sure that you are able to understand it properly, you can do something like this. Where was it? You can even do something like this, but you can create it in such a way that you're gonna be able to understand it. You can say rel, right? So that you know it's for relevance. Because there are so many that are coming. Or if you like, you can say relevance. If you want to create another stuff, if you, it depends on how you want it. If you can say, but it's gonna be too much. If you like, you can go say this one is relevant, right? Then you can create another one. Depends on how you want it, right? So the first one on relevance is what we've got here. then this, right? Then you're gonna open it, then you save that in there. Where is it? That stuff will go just now. This one? Oh no. Okay. Now you save it here. Right. Then you can go back for you to be able to, for example, yeah, you see, then you see in words, then you can open it. So from here you can be able to copy and paste anything you want to copy the quotation. Or just for example, this one is not the quotation. You see, you can copy it, right? But if it is in that form, you cannot be able to copy it, the previous format. So you must save it, right? Copy, you paste. Copy, you paste. Then you explain. So that is how it goes. This is how you're going to do it, and your report is going to be well organized. Right. Let me see. Okay. So that is how you need to get your report. So if you export it to Excel, then you can copy directly from there as well and paste it in your report. When I'm saying report now, it's not the report that you are generating from here. The report where you're going to paste it is your final report, right? That you're going to be writing for your analysis to report your results. I'm trying to go back now. Where is this? Not this. Where is this stuff? Excusez-moi, I'm looking for this stuff now. Okay. So guys, the same applies here. And this one now, barriers. Guys, remember what I said. Like the barriers in terms of trying to establish or discern the effectiveness. You're going to have specific barriers that are contextual to your case study or to your specific countries. So those barriers gonna come here. That is why when you look here, there's nothing here. We don't have those barriers here, right? So that is why it's 1 here. So when you've coded the specific barrier applicable to your context, then you see that here you're gonna have codes on this on the barrier, and those barriers gonna be different. You see, may have different barriers, yes. So each of those barriers, you're gonna use the statement or the quotation if it is interview, yeah, that relates to that to buttress it, or extract from your document to substantiate it. By the time somebody is looking at reviewing your work, you say, okay, barriers in terms of effectiveness, there were these barriers. Because when you are evaluating effectiveness, you don't only talk of the positive aspect, even the negative aspect. The success factors and all those stuff needs to be reported. So whatever you've discovered that made you to constitute such as a barrier or success, you need to buttress it. It has to be validated. It has to be substantiated, right, with quotes or extracts from the document. Right. So now, if you've already coded, and how will you be able to get the extract? It's going to come from, if it is document analysis, it's going to come from your document, from the quotations, right? So for you to get into the machine, that is what I'm demonstrating now. You just click on the group, you're going to appear here. Then if it is 4 like I did here, you make sure that you do it the same time, right? Then you do go here, get the report, right? This is how I do mine. I've been doing it. Excel, if you want to take it to Excel, because for you to copy and, okay, let's see. Excel, see what it's going to show you. Was it Professor, was it Adelek? I hope I pronounced it. Because you were talking about how to get the report, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I think with this one now, it has, you start boosting your confidence. You should be able to do the report now, to get the report. Can you do it on your own now?
Yes, I tried it, but I didn't get any reports. It didn't show
Yeah, you don't have a
anything.
report yet because you see, you don't even have some of these codes that, no, you got codes. The code group that I've sent to you now, it hasn't been imported in your machine. And when these codes that I've got now, most of the quotations I've got, there is no quotation in your stuff. That is why you're not getting anything. But anyhow, it will give you a kind of a blank template. You can still see something, right? Though the quotations will not be there. So when you export to Excel, was it this? It's not. Wait. Can be this. It can be this one. Where is it? It can be that. Because I selected only few. Why is it giving? I selected only few now. Why is it giving me everything? I selected only few. But in most cases, I don't export that report to Excel because it will be difficult. If you want to copy and paste from Excel, you end up pasting because the way it's going to paste, you're going to struggle to remove the lines. For example, if you do like this, copies, okay, let's do like this. You copy something from here. Okay, this is the stuff. Yeah, this thing was trying to mess me up here. So it's my machine that is slow, right? I was worried. I selected for only one something. Why is it giving me everything? This is the stuff. Okay. You see now, if you copy from Excel, maybe you have a way of navigating it. I don't know. But if you have a way of doing it that doesn't constitute a problem to you, then you can use your own, apply your own methodology as long as it will work out fine for you. Okay, you see what I was saying? Sometimes you copy like this. You see, this one is all right now. Sometimes you show lines, So that is why I don't normally export it to Excel. I use words and save it. Then it becomes much more easier for me to navigate and to maneuver it. Right. So yeah, we're coming close to what is the time now? It's exactly 2 o'clock. So guys, that is how it is. We've planted the seed, and this seed we need to nourish it. We need to make sure that it grows, mature, produce fruit, so that at the end of the day, we are able to deliver good project. You see, like I said yesterday, this is the kind of a calling that we need to put all our efforts. We need to make sure that we work, we do things in such a way that from the little we can contribute to the growth and sustainability of the continent, Africa. We should do whatever we can to make Africa great so that people in other continents, from what we do here, then they will know that we are capable. Right. So let's work together and see how this project can be achieved. There are more other opportunities that can come along, but let us not talk about that now. Let's focus on this and make sure that we do our best. Right. So now let me open the floor for you to talk. For example, if you are envisaging the problem challenges, can you still hear me? Because
yes, we can hear
yeah,
you. Yes, I
okay,
have a quick question.
okay,
So yeah, thank you for walking us through the report. I was also looking at the step-by-step document that you sent to us.
yeah,
Trying to generate my report. It says go to analysis report generator, then select report template. I don't know whether it's because I'm using Mac. I cannot see any report template in my own system.
okay.
I
To
see,
generate it, yeah,
yes.
okay. That report you're talking about is not the kind of report that I generated just now.
Okay.
Because that is the report. Whatever template we're gonna use to design or to prepare the final report, as we said, is going to be uniform. So eventually, all these things I'm saying, these are the things that are gonna be incorporated in the report. For example, the teams and the sub-teams needs to be there, right? The table needs to be there. Then the narratives needs to be there. The relevant quotations that we are going to use to validate our claims needs to be there. So that is essentially how the reports look like. So whatever we are generating from ATLAS.ti is a kind of things that we are going to use to validate our claims, So that is how it goes. And I've got that trust that we are going to do a good job because when I see the caliber of people that are lined up for this project, I say, hey, truly, we got people in Africa. So let us do our best. Any other contribution or challenges that you
Yes,
feel? Yeah,
doctor.
yeah.
Question.
Okay.
Please, I apologize because my English is not very good.
No problem. I'm here. I'm understanding you. The most important thing is the
Yes.
comprehension.
Yes, yesterday you learned to us how to create code
Yeah,
from document,
yeah,
from keyword. Today you learn to us how to make report.
yeah.
What I want to know is if we for each country we have 2 or 3 projects which are the intervention of the bank,
Yeah,
and these projects are they mean to apply that
correct.
in each country.
Yeah,
What I want to know is if for each country, if we have 3 documents, 4 documents, can we have to make report for each document or to summarize? You have firstly to make report for each document and to summarize report, our qualitative report analysis
okay.
according to all documents we
Okay, good, good, good.
yes.
You see,
Yes.
okay, the summary you are talking about is going to come forth from the themes and the sub-themes we are generating, because the source of the quotations that we are going to use there is coming from the documents. For
Yes.
example, let's say you got a DAP policy project, or let's say DAP action project, right? Or let's say you got a document project appraiser. When we are talking about relevance, relevance in terms of the objective is going to be there, and it's already captured in your teams and sub-teams. When you are working on effectiveness, you've got a document like a project completion report, where you're going to have codes for based on effectiveness, right? It's already captured. It's going to appear under effectiveness. So the summary you are talking about, the codes and the code group, which we say the teams and the sub-teams, are already taking care of what you are saying. Does it make sense to you?
Yes, I understood.
Yeah,
Richard,
yeah,
Other question.
yeah,
before the next question,
yeah.
I think from what I've understood,
Mm,
there are 2. For example, in Kenya, there are 3 projects.
yeah.
I can analyze each one of them and have a report on
Oh,
each
yeah,
one
you're
of
talking
them.
about different projects.
Yes, or I can do just one project, one report for the 3. I think that is what I want to understand.
Yeah. I understand what it means. And you see the way I was taking it, because those projects, you got different documents.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What we're going to do is, that means you need to, when you are uploading now, okay. Remember, we're going to have a document group, right? So
Yes.
from the document group, we can be able to discern it. The document group, you group those things separately. Do you understand what I mean?
I think you are not getting my question.
Yeah. You said you are working
Uh,
on different projects.
yes. Let's say the first project has its own documents, documentation, and everything.
Mm.
Then there is a second one. Then there is a third one.
Mm.
I could still write reports, 3 reports,
Yeah. But
following the document for each particular report.
I think that one, I have to discuss it with Dembazo, because it depends on how what we strategize to do it. For example, let's say we can make one report, we can decide to make one report, right? When you are making the report, as you are explaining, definitely your voice needs to be heard. So there you're going to be referring to different projects. It can be possible like that. Rather than you start duplicating. When you are making the report, you make reference to the different projects. For example, when we're talking about relevance, right? If there's one of the project, as you are explaining relevance, you talk about the relevance for this project A, you talk about relevance for project B, you make reference, incorporate it in one report, I mean. So it's gonna work like that. Rather than you producing this one, the report for project A, project B, project C. But what we need to do, I think we need to finalize this decision with this thing. Ask Mr. DeBazo in terms of the way forward in writing the report. Because obviously they've got their own peculiar way of producing their reports. Do you understand what I mean? Right. So maybe they need to, not maybe, they have to guide us in terms of how they want us to structure the report. But from an academic point of view, if I were supervising a student that is working on a project like this, what I would say is, as you are presenting your report, make sure that your voice is heard in terms of you referring to those projects. Like, for example, if two of those projects are effective, the other one is not effective. So when you are presenting your report, you should be able to explain that this is what happened to project A, project B, project C, right? When someone is reading your report, you'll be able to know, okay, it's dealing with 3 projects. This was what happened to the project. 2 were successful and 1 was not quite successful. Rather than producing lengthy stuff, somebody have to read project A, then go to project B, then go to project C. So it can be incorporated, then reported in a brief form, as long as it makes sense for people to be able to make decision out of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to say something again.
Okay.
Yes, because for each project, you have project document.
Yeah.
Which present background and the objective. After that, you have evaluation of project.
Yeah.
For some projects, you have 2 or 3 evaluation.
Yeah. Remember, you were saying yesterday you got some that haven't been completed, ongoing, then you got some that are completed where you can get the project completion report. Remember I said so yesterday.
Yes, but I think that what Debazo said is maybe better to take the most recent evaluation report. I don't know.
Yeah, but in terms of what I can say is this. In terms of any nuances that we are experiencing for relating to documents, well, I think Bazo and Ali can be able to assist at that level. They can be able to tell you which type of document to be included, to be on the safer side.
I was thinking that you have to analyze the project document and the more recent evaluation report. I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah, but you may be right. What I'm saying is this: for us to be on the safer side, if we have doubts in terms of the specific document we need to analyze, we need to speak to the Bazo and Dr. Ali. Then we see how we can resolve that, because analyzing the right documents is quite important. It's paramount in this case. If we don't analyze the right document, like I always say, garbage in, garbage out. At the end of the day, when you do your report or preparing your report, you discover that the quotation will be quite abstract, different from what we've generated. Because what we've got right now, we got the framework already, right? Which is standard. We got the codes, we got the code group, which is the framework, right? So we just need to put the flesh Right. So if you are bringing in incompatible flesh, it's not going to fit in. So we must make sure that the type of documents that we need to review are documents that are the ones that can be able to fit in, provide uh, good validation. Right. My people,
Yes,
let's chat.
no problem.
So far, so good.
So far,
If I
so
may ask you, what is your level
Just
of confidence now?
just before the level of competence.
Okay.
Yeah, let me be sure that now I have the documents, because I have document codes of 118, the one you have just sent.
Okay. Which document is Professor Wawire?
The one I was struggling to open, I managed to.
The one
And
we sent today.
yeah, and I saw the codes were 118. I hope that's the right code book now.
It's changed to 118 now. Wasn't
Yeah,
it the 116?
I've seen 118. I don't know what others are seeing.
Okay,
Those
no
who
problem.
opened.
Okay. We try to see, did I create additional codes? Okay, I will reconcile it with mine. Then we
Okay.
can. No, that one is not a big deal. We can solve it easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we use that code to now replace the one we had before?
Yeah. Because there are a lot of work I did there to assist you. Sorry. Because if I had said you do your code group, that one gonna take you long time for you to do. So I did the code grouping for you. So what you need to do is you can create another platform, another project, then you upload that one. But even this, you can upload it there, but you must have to be very careful. You see, not to override or yeah. So if you want, have you coded? There is no codes there at all. You haven't got any codes, the one you created. So what you could do
No,
if
not yet. Not yet.
yeah, if you want to upload it there, then you can still do it. Then you're gonna have, but make sure that the name should be different from what you've already created. Once you've done that, the two projects are going to be there. The one you were working on before and the new ones that I've sent to you. So then you have to be very careful to know which is which. Right. So I hope that can help, my response.
Yeah, that is really helping.
Mm,
Of course, I've also kept the old project file, but now
yeah,
I have the new one. Thank you.
yeah. It will make you to do your work very quickly. Don't stress about the grouping. The grouping is there. You just do your coding. So when you finish with your coding, this table that I designed now for the teams and the sub-teams, I will send it to you. So the ones that are relevant, because when you coding, you see the ones that are relevant to what you got. Then you take out the ones that are relevant, the ones that are not specific, then the one that you need to utilize, you utilize those ones, then you start doing your stuff. And you copy the table, you paste it in words. So, yeah. But it's not, like I said, there will be a kind of ongoing support that I will be giving to you to make sure that we don't fall behind. Right. Any other question? Any concern? Before you said just now you're gonna talk before you can be able to rate yourself in terms of the level of confidence. But I know before your level of confidence might be very low, but now, without being told, I know it's not where it was before. Am I correct? At least you know how to create a file in ATLAS.ti. True or false? My people.
True.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
True,
Now you know how to upload documents. True or false?
This is true.
Okay.
Uh,
Now you even know how to upload code book.
yeah, even to do.
You can
Yes.
code now. You see? You see? And you at least you know what to do to get your report. You
Yes.
see? That means we are winning.
But not very easy.
Yeah. So, guys, as I said, thank you so much for attending. And with this spirit, let's continue to work together in a good collaborative form. See, together we stand, right? They say together we achieve more. So let's go with this spirit. May God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you,
All
Amen.
right.
Thank
All
you.
right. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay. Ciao.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right.
I hope we are going to get all the recordings so that we can.
Yeah. Haven't you been receiving any?
No, I've not received any of the recording.
It's supposed to, because it goes around.
Especially
Okay, no
yesterday.
problem. I will send to you.
All right. Thank
No
you,
problem.
sir.
Mr. Suleiman,
Please, can you share the recording of all session?
is that the voice of Suleiman?
Yes.
No, it is Mohammed Salam.
Mohammed. Okay,
Yeah.
no
Please, can
problem.
you share the recordings of all the sessions?
Okay, I will do so.
Thank you very much.
I will do so. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Richard.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, ciao.
Enjoy your weekend.
And you too.
Thank
I
you.
promise you one of these days you're gonna be in Cape Town.
Okay. Looking forward to.
Okay. Suleiman.
Yes, Prof. So we're waiting for the recording, don't forget.
Okay, no problem.
I have one
But
more.
if you discover that I'm delayed, you can just send me a reminder.
Okay, I will do that. I have one
Yeah.
problem. My Atlas license is expiring today.
Today?
Yes, I remember I talked to Debazu. He told me that you only taking care of the license for the consultant. That for the staff, I need to address the issue to our help desk, but they're not responding to my emails. So if I don't find a solution, it's going to be difficult for me to, give
Okay.
you next week.
Okay, is that Suleiman?
Yes, it's me.
Yeah, but Suleiman, your service, you don't have a big problem because you're working with Chief Debazu.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Debazu said that as a staff, we need to take the issue with ADB call center, but they're not being
Okay.
helped.
Okay, Mr. Suleiman, what I'm
Yeah.
going to do, I will send you a link. But the thing is, the license we've got is limited to 10 users working on it, the system at a time, right? So we can give you a license, it will be in a kind of, like a kind of a standby. If when you are working on the machine, if one is fortunate enough that there's a reserve seat, then that reserve seat, you can utilize it. You see? Yeah. So we're gonna do it in that way to provide you access to the machine.
Yeah,
Or to the software, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. I will keep pushing for the corporate license, but I mean, if you can send that, going to be helpful.
Okay, that's great. No problem. Noted.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Keep well and
All
have
right.
a
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
bye.
Yeah.
You, bye-bye.
Yeah. I hope I recorded this.
Yeah, doctor.
Yeah,
You know, I was able to do my word cloud.
that's great, man. Great. Great. You see, my brother, this
No.
software, it works like this. You
Mm.
play around with it.
Yeah, just be curious.
Yeah, be curious. That is the right language. Be curious.
Yes, definitely.
You see, then once you become curious, you play around with it, you see that there are some incredible things that we don't know about that you can use the software to do.
To do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see. So that is how it works. It's an opportunity. We've been given the privilege. We must thank God, right? It's a
Yeah,
skill, right? We've
definitely.
been given the privilege to learn this skill. So
Mm.
the onus is on us to explore, to take leverage of this opportunity, to utilize
Yes,
it to become something that can assist us.
definitely.
Yeah. So it's good.
Very
Play
good.
around with it because it's like what I used to tell people. You want to go for a driver's license test. You got
Mm-hmm.
no car. You see,
Yeah,
if somebody train you, you're gonna forget the skill. Why not buy a car? You see,
yeah,
and start driving it the way you like.
by yourself.
Then
So,
after that, you go for the test. You are
mm,
not going to fail. You can even go to and do the test with your own car.
definitely. Yeah.
Is
So,
that Dr. Ali?
yeah, but what is the extent of the license? So,
Mm, yeah.
okay.
So with this, practice it because you see, the world is evolving. These
Yes,
days, people give much importance to mixed methods, not only quantitative, mixed
quantitative.
methods.
Mm,
Because if you are only quantitative biased, you limit yourself.
definitely.
Yeah. So when you are proficient in both
Mm-hmm.
qualitative, quantitative, then your scope of operations is going to be much more expanded. That you, no matter how the situation is, you're going to get people to come to you. And that's the noise of a car.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean, my brother?
Yeah, I see. Right.
Yeah. So that is the more reason. You know, when I started with this software, it was 2012. I told my supervisor, I said, I'm going to use Atlas to
Mm-hmm.
analyze my thesis. He said, no, 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 don't use it. I said, why? You know what my supervisor told me? He said, no, because myself, I'm going to check your work because I don't know the software. I said, if you
Mm,
don't know the software, it doesn't mean that I cannot use it.
I do it,
Huh?
yes.
Yeah. I said,
Hmm.
look here, the world, we are in a digital age, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. I must learn it. I must use it, and you must follow what he said. No, okay, what he's going to do is that he gave me two options. He said I
Mm,
must use two options. First, I must use the one for conceptual framework because there was
okay.
a conceptual framework she gave to me. Then
Mm,
I must use my atlas. If the two are able to speak together, the conceptual framework and my atlas result, if the
mm,
two matches, then herself will know that I really know what I did. I said, okay, let's do it like that. So
mm,
I have to label myself, presented the lengthy stuff like a duplication. I have to use two conceptual framework with my Atlas result. Then when I
yes.
submitted it, then she told me, say, yeah, it's good. You know it.
Good. Mm. Yes.
You see?
Mm,
So since then, I pick up the courage. Then
definitely.
I started using it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, You know, many doctorate students, they come to me every time, help me to do this, help me to do this. You see, and I
Yeah.
produce a lot of doctors based on
Mm.
this stuff.
Yes.
Yes, you know. So it's good. It's an opportunity. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So we must just thank God for it, for providing us this kind of golden opportunity.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well,
So me and you, we must always be in contact with.
definitely. Just I will drop you my WhatsApp number so you can.
Yeah. Ali, I think I got your WhatsApp number.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
Yeah. I think
Just
so. Okay. You can send me to, I think I got, let me check. Let me check
checking.
quickly. Because
Oh,
we must be in regular contact.
yeah. I need to come to South Africa too.
Yeah, you must come to Cape Town. Let me check. Because I know if I want to get hold of you, it's very easy for me to call you.
Yeah, this is it's better than let me touch.
No, Ali, you must send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not here.
I don't have it.
You want to send it to me so that we keep our communication to be flowing. Ali, is
Yeah.
this one, are you in France now?
No, I'm in Abidjan. Yeah, the WhatsApp is French number.
Okay.
Mm. I will change it.
Yeah, because I know you guys, you're moving from one place to the other. You don't stay in one place.
Yeah, we are moving.
The other day, that guy was telling me he's in Abidjan. He was coming from France. The other time he said now he's in Boston, in USA.
No. I don't know. I'm going around
Listen,
the world. Yeah.
yeah, we got two guys in States. He
Mm.
served with, is it Hamek? What is the name of that guy?
Yeah, Hanak, Kim.
Yeah, he's there.
The one he is working on Mozambique.
Mozambique, yeah, he's there.
Yeah. And he really want to meet with me. He
Okay,
wants
I
me to
think he's
come
a
to.
good guy.
Yeah, very nice guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a very old man, but he's very, active.
Okay, he
Yeah.
told me, he said, I've seen that you are using Mozambique for the training. I'm very happy.
Yeah, Kim is very, very nice guy, very cool
Yeah,
guy.
he's a very nice guy.
Mm. And he really wants to work.
Okay, and the guy is well experienced.
Yeah, very well experienced.
Because you see some of these documents we are using, his name is there.
Yeah, his name is there.
Yeah.
And he worked for the IMF before.
Okay. He's
He
a
worked
good
and
guy.
retired from the IMF.
Okay. He's a good chap.
Yeah, good guy.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me leave you now. We're gonna chat later then.
Yeah, just text me with your WhatsApp so we'll
Okay.
have your number. Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Keep your
keep well,
call.
eh?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Ciao,
See
ciao.
you. Ciao.
Ciao. Yeah.